So I'm going to show you how to retighten up this port on all of our valves. You see there's a little gap right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a gap right here. That should not be there. This same port is the same we use on all of our valves, including the splitter valve. Okay. This has a stainless steel laminar in there. It's designed to be anti-turbulent so your water comes out smoothly. You'll also see the same kind of port on our swivel ball valve. It's got the laminar, and our regular straight ball valve, which has the laminar as well. So these three items have the laminar. This one doesn't, but the splitter doesn't, but they all use the same type of valve. And if it sometimes just starts coming loose, you'll get a drip or a leak coming out of here. And as you can see, I'll take it off. It's just designed to thread on there. You got an O-ring in there. And so when you want to reattach it, you can see that this is hex shaped, okay? It's unlikely you have a hex wrench big enough to fit that. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to create a wrench that you can retighten this with just a 3/8 inch bolt and a couple 3/8 inch nuts, all right? So what you wanna do, get it hand tightened as much as possible, and as you can see, there should be no gap there. And so if you have a little bit of a gap, that's what's causing the leak. So what we're going to do, you need basically a 3/8 inch nut or a 3/8 inch bolt, and it at least about an inch long. You know, it can be as long as you want, but I would say probably at least an inch long, and then a couple 3/8 inch nuts. And what you want to do is take the nut, thread it far enough on the bolt that you can get at least 2 nuts on there, okay? Then take the second nut, thread it on there, and by the way, a 9/16 wrench will fit the nuts, a 1/2 inch wrench will fit the head of the bolt, okay? So what you want to do is maybe have a couple 9/16 wrenches on hand. Hold the first nut with one, and then you want to tighten this outside nut against the first one so that they don't move. Okay, so it's tight and now it won't move. The next thing we need to do is take this laminar out. We can try and get the 3/8 inch nut in there to tighten or loosen that, but it's going to be a very narrow fit. On the splitter, you don't have the laminar, so it's nice and easy. You can see how I can get it all the way in, and it's going to be easy to tighten it that way. But with their laminar in there, to remove that, take a needle nose pliers, just kind of grab it, hold of it, and wiggle it out. You can see that's what it looks like, okay? And you can see these two pieces kind of compressed together. It can be a little tricky to put back in, as you'll see. But now with it out, let's go ahead and put the first nut into it, and then take your 3/8 inch, or I'm sorry, 1/2 inch wrench, and go ahead and tighten it. And you can see the whole port is moving, and we will just tighten it down firmly. And you got to make sure that that little black O-ring that we saw is not sticking out anywhere around here. So now you've got it retightened, and you can put the laminar back in. And again, it can be a little tricky, and this can be a little sharp. It's stainless steel, and again, it's designed to have your water flow out in a nice cylinder form. It removes the turbulation that can sometimes be created. And so to get it back in there, you got to kind of push it back together. And I should be wearing gloves because on that stainless steel, it can get kind of sharp and you can cut yourself. So to be on the safe side, you probably should get some gloves. And that's why if you can tighten it without taking this out, would be best. There. And then, yeah. Okay, so get it pushed back in there, and there we go. So now you basically successfully retighten that back down. And it should no longer leak around this seam.